Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Zeppelin, and today we are reacting to some more Aurora. Now, I know what you're thinking. You looked at the title, if you know me, and you thought, Zeppelin, why are you reacting to something live? You usually only stick to the studio versions, you miserable bastard. And I usually do stick to the studio versions. However, there's two reasons why I decided to do or react to a live version first, or I've reacted live versions before, but only if I've heard the studio version first. And there's two reasons why I don't mind doing it the other way around this time. And that is because, number one, it's Aurora. I've listened to Aurora before. She's a brilliant singer, so I trust her live performances in a more controlled setting instead of a concert setting to be still really, really good. And if anything, definitely add to a performance. You know, I'm not going to come across, I won't risk coming across a dull performance and then misjudging the music because of that. And then second of all, this was also a recommendation. For the life of me, I cannot remember who it was by, so I apologize. It got lost in the sea of comments on my recent videos. My recent videos have been doing really well, so thank you all so much for the support on that. I'm not going to go too into depth here beforehand because I do want to get straight into it. I don't want this to be the longest video going, but I would like to ask that if you're an Aurora fan, if you would please, or even not an Aurora fan, would you please consider subscribing to the channel? As of recording this, we are on 700 subscribers. If we get 300 more subscribers, I'll be able to actually apply for YouTube Partner, and at the rate that we were growing over the last few days, there's a chance I'll be able to get that application in before New Year's Day. And what a way to round out 2021. What a way that would be to round out 2021. And just thank you again so much for the support that you've already shown. Even if you're not a subscriber and you're watching, thanks a million, but you'd be really, really helping me, especially nowadays, if you did subscribe, so please consider it. And also, if you are a fan of The Last of Us, I'm going to keep preaching this. If you haven't heard it already, or if you've heard it too many times before, I apologize, but I worked on a Last of Us Part 2 critical analysis for about 6 months on and off. It's an hour long, it's on my channel, narrated it, scripted it, edited it, all myself, and it took a very long time, but I'm very, very proud of the video, and I want to drive as much traffic towards that video as I can. So if it would interest you at all to even check out some of it, I would really, really appreciate it. But without further ado, it's time to get into Aurora All Is Soft Inside. And also, don't know what day this is coming out, but this was recorded on Christmas Day, so Merry Christmas wherever you are, and let's get into the song. New setup, by the way, that's why I'm looking up here, got a top monitor now.
Is for the emotional people in the crowd.
Chimes and bells. Describe her any better? Very interesting build, I will admit. Oh, that was a brilliant vocal there. What'll be on time-wise? Alright, I'm going to throw my first pause in here just because I only want to do one more pause, and I'll try and put it around the three-ish minute mark, so that way we get a good run of the song. That's why I paused a little early, pausing to try and avoid copyright as best as I can. But damn, this is very interesting. It's... People hate me doing comparisons, but some people hate comparisons, but I apologize. I'm an incredibly comparative guy, and like it or not, everyone pulls from influences, no matter how preachy they are, that they are unique. You know, it's a very hipster artist thing to say that you shouldn't, you know, compare, that everyone's unique. People are always going to compare. That's how they judge things. Comparison is a fundamental component of judgment. Even again, I have a degree in law. Why do you think they reference previous cases? Comparison. You know, people who say comparison doesn't matter is nonsense. But this, I did say before about comparing Aurora's music to maybe being able to do like something like wackier Radiohead stuff, which actually, by the way, sorry, Radiohead stuff in the future. I'm sorry, my head's all over the place today. It's not as cohesive a review as you might like, but people got really annoyed. Like the main kind of criticism comment on the last Aurora video was the mention of Radiohead, and someone even called them hacks. And I'm sorry, Radiohead aren't even my favourite band, but I would defend them to the death over even my favourite band about saying that they are a complete art rock band. Anyone who thinks they're hacks and they do basic music has definitely not listened past the third album. They do very out there experimental music, and if you don't believe me, check out even Tom York's Anima, which is a very sort of experimental album, sort of electronic track, you know. They don't just do 90s rock. A lot of people seem to think they do 90s rock because they heard Creep once and maybe High and Dry on the radio when they were 12. You know, I know my Radiohead stuff. You can't say they're not like an art rock experimental music band. And to say that it would be cool to see Aurora do music like that at some point is not a criticism or something to take in a bad way in any shape or fashion. But to kind of get a little back on track here, what the song reminds me of a lot is Bjork. I'm getting a hint of Bjork in there in its styling, but maybe that could be just an accent thing as well. Maybe I'm being naive to the music. The influence of the music is from a similar region. I don't know exactly where they're from, and I don't want to go make any presumptions here. Maybe there's a proper reason for that comparison. I don't know. It's just giving me those vibes. It's giving me vibes of even like later Bjork. I haven't heard much of Bjork's later work, but the ones that I have, it's ringing that bell. But anyway, I've ranted too long for this pause. Let's keep this going. I always say I don't want it to be a long video, and then I rant for 5 minutes every pause. Ugh. Right, let's keep going. I love all the stuff with her in it as well. They've done a couple of covers, I think, with her in it, and I always really like those ones. I like the beat going through it. Turn this up a bit for myself. She's very interesting. I can't wait to see her live. I've got tickets already. I can't wait. She interests me so much as a human being, like I have to say. Alright, I'm going to throw in the last pause there and let the last 2 minutes play out. I'm not going to say much here because we're already coming to 10 minutes in this video, so this is going to be a 15-minute video at least. So far I do like it, but what would I say? I'm probably more just impressed than I am outright enjoying it. You know, where you watch something and you realise this is some technically good stuff, like whether or not it would be something I'd listen to. And so far my opinions on it would be that it's not my favourite that I've heard from her whatsoever, but I can still definitely hear obviously her stylings, her technical gift, her ability at live performance, songwriting, and you know, it's a technically good song. Whether or not it would be the first on my playlist is a different matter. But I hope that doesn't take away from the, you know, the appreciation. I hope my appreciation is coming across for the quality that is on show here. I'm not trying to be naive to that whatsoever. It's just, you know, being blatantly honest. It's, say if you go to a 5-star restaurant and you were served, I don't know, say you hated fish, but you were served the nicest fish that's ever made. It's like, yeah, it's great, but I still, you know, I mightn't like it. And that's kind of where I am at the moment with this, but not as harsh. Like, I do like it, just I don't know if it would go on the playlist, if that makes sense, if that's a good comparison to draw. But anyway, let's round it out. My opinion might change in that, and you'll hear once again my final opinions at the end. I really like some of the vocal stuff she's done throughout this. I like the little guitar stuff going on there to add a bit of tension. Or at least, was it from the guitar? No, sorry, it's from the MIDI on the keyboard. I like that guitar riff. And again, as I said, fascinating vocal stuff going on. Really enjoying them. Very interesting mix. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, that's the end of the video. I know that's the end of the video. Okay. So, All the Soft Inside live on KEXP by Aurora. That's an interesting one. That's a very, very, very interesting one. One that I liked towards the end a lot. Actually, I did say that my opinions might change on it, and I have to say I think they did a little bit coming towards the end. It included a lot of little elements that I liked. I mean, it like went heavy in terms of the scale of what heavy is for this song. The keyboard synth elements came in and sort of appealed to things that I like in music. I'm quite a big fan of like synthwave 80s retro music, and just that included there. I really liked it. Of course, the vocals were amazing. I always say this, I've been saying this a lot, but it's only because I'm very picky with music. For those who've been watching my reactions for a while know that I'm like this, is that, and I say this a lot, is that I think it's music that could grow me, sorry, hiccups, I think it's music that could grow me over time. Especially at the end there, like the end sold me on that big time. If I was to give that out of 10, oh, tough one, because where would I put it? Because it's still not up there for me to the level of a couple of Aurora songs, and those Aurora songs would be like, say, around an 8.5, maybe verging on a 9, but to give this then like any lower than an 8 feels criminal. But then I feel like an 8 is too close to maybe some of the 8.5s. It's hard to know. I think if I'm not going to focus too much on comparing it with what I'd rate other Aurora songs, because I feel like I could very much get lost in the mix then, because the music can be so different and appeal to you in different moments based on maybe emotional state, what you're up for listening to, whether you want soft or heavy. I'm pretty happy to give this an 8, and it could maybe grow to an 8.5 over time. Aurora is someone whose music always seems to grow on me. As an artist, I find her so interesting, so talented, could go so many places in the future, both good and bad. you know, like in terms of the music stylings, she could eventually start doing music I completely hate, but I think there will always be a respect for the artist there, because there is clearly such a talented, creative individual there, even just beyond the realm of music in terms of pure art and artistry. There is someone there who clearly has an incredibly creative mind, and it's flourishing very well through her music, without a doubt, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying her, I'm enjoying the music, and the most important thing is that I'm enjoying making these videos. Well, actually, that's the second most important thing. Number one most important thing is that, are you enjoying these videos? And if you are, please leave a like down in the comments below. Was that smooth? Was that a smooth transition to shilling for likes and subscribes and comments? I sure hope it was. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and again, please do consider to subscribe. It would mean the world to me. There's going to be more Aurora content on this channel, no doubt about it, and if that interests you and any other reactions to any other bands interest you, plus you have ideas for any other content or recommendations you want from me, stick around, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.